Unofficial Therapy. It's your girl Waheeda. Here I am back, and I am here with young Cash Capri. We are going to talk about heart healing and everything mental health. Of course, I'm joined by my guy Combo.
There you go. Look at the intro. You get better every episode.
Every single time. So I want to dig right into everything. I want to dive right into everything. I want to just talk to you. With Unofficial Therapy, our goal here is to just talk about, our struggles and things we go through.
Absolutely.
Everybody in the music business, although they're chasing that dream and, trying to get to whatever it is that they decide or they determine is success, we still have things that happen along the way. Life happens. And so I want to talk to you about that.
Absolutely.
So, when I'm thinking about like what you've gone through so far, because as I'm doing my research on you,
Yeah,
it's a lot.
absolutely.
It's a lot that has happened to you. And first I want to touch on the fact that, you lost your mom.
Yeah. I lost my mom 2021 from cervical cancer.
Mm.
Yeah.
And how old were you then?
This was 2021. I'm 25 now. What, 23?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That must have been like really like a pivotal
Hell yeah.
point in your life.
Before that, before my mom died, my little brother committed suicide. Same year. 3 months before my mom died.
When you talk about that, was that, suicide is a silent killer, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You were close to your brother?
Hell yeah.
Do you feel like you saw any signs?
He was a baby. He was 10 years old. Yeah. So my mom and I was living in Virginia at this time. So while she was fighting her cancer, my little brother got sent up here in Philly with us. You feel me? Because she was at the point where she was on hospice. That's where hospice is the point where it's coming to an end.
Mm-hmm.
It's no more
Mm-hmm.
trying to heal you. Feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So during that process, my little brother was going through it. I mean, none of us wanted to live without our mom. My mom had 11 siblings. We all grew up in a house together.
Yeah.
So to understand that we about to lose our mom was probably traumatizing to every last one of us.
Extremely traumatizing.
Hell
and more traumatizing, it seems, to your younger brother who took his
Yeah.
own life because of that.
Yeah, he was kind of like me. I was super close to my mom.
Yeah.
So if you had to say for him, he was a mama's boy.
Wow.
Yeah, for sure.
That must have been really, really an
Yeah.
intense time for you.
Hell yeah.
And then we talk about other things that you've been through.
Yeah.
Just, being incarcerated.
Yeah.
What was that experience like?
I got shot 2022 in July. When I went through my surgery, I was supposed to be going through a 6 to 12 month recovery process. So throughout that process, I wound up getting locked up. This was November 2022. So I kind of was recovering fast though from when I got shot. My healing was it was just a mental thing for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I was more focused about getting myself back on my feet. But then when I got locked up, I still couldn't walk while I was in jail. I was walking, but it wasn't 100%. So, it was kind of like the same thing with my other situations, traumatizing situation. My stuff that was happening to me was happening back to back to back. So it was for me, it was a point in my life where I was trying to figure out when is it going to stop.
Mm.
Yeah.
What's your support system like now?
I got 4 beautiful daughters, bro. I'm 25. I got 4 queens. My oldest daughter is 8. My youngest is 1. Yeah. So
Wow.
I look I lost a lot. My mom was my biggest
Supporter.
loss. Yeah.
Biggest
My-
supporter, biggest loss.
Yeah. So that was my biggest go-to.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So when I lost that, it was for me the end of the world. So if it wasn't for my kids, I feel like I probably would have been gave up. At 25, think about it. All the stuff I just told you.
Yeah.
At 25.
Any normal person would have been broken by
Yeah.
that. Right?
And when my little brother killed himself, I got charged for his death.
What?
Yeah.
How does
Yeah.
that happen?
Uh,
How does that even become a thing?
so it's in that type of situation, when the cops don't got nobody to arrest for that type of situation, they'll just try to put it on whoever
Was
the
in
kids
the
are supposed to
vicinity.
be with,
Yeah.
whatever the case may be. So it was
Yeah.
one of them situations where I was watching my brothers and sisters, and I guess I was supposed to be the one watching them.
That sounds ruthless, almost.
Yeah, but I wasn't even there. I wasn't even
Yeah.
there when they got dropped off or nothing. I had no
That
clue.
sounds like a ruthless system, don't you think?
Yeah,
Waheeda?
no, the
It
system
sounds
is
like
definitely corrupt.
Yeah.
You want to know why I say that? Because they know for a fact they couldn't charge me for that. They know for 1,000% fact. They had no evidence or nothing to even say that I was there or nothing that points me into that direction. So when I got locked up for so look, watch this. November 22nd of 2022, I got locked up. I was making a quick stop in my neighborhood, and I walked inside a store with two guys who had firearms on them, which it's in Philadelphia, man, everybody got firearms. I'm not supposed to, you know what I'm saying? So when they ran in the store, they caught the two firearms on the person, and they still arrested me because they said they seen me pass a firearm off.
Conspiracy.
Conspiracy.
Yeah.
But realistically, you gotta think about it. I'm kind of famous in my city. The cops know who I am. You know what I'm saying? They know who I am.
So that's tough. That's
Yeah.
tough.
So it was more so like, let's just get them.
Yeah. Then they
Because
always
they know
wanna
they got a
just-
case on me already that's
Yeah.
serious than what they conspiracy.
Mm-hmm.
So then it was like they going to basically offer me a sweet ass deal. If I take my little brother case for them, they'd give me some sweet ass deal and let me go home. So I wound up doing 11 half to 23. I did 14 months out of 23 months and came home.
Do you feel like Philly is more corrupt than other places?
I feel like everywhere is corrupted, bro.
Yeah.
It don't matter where you at.
When we talk about you just said so much.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about like the violence in Philly, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like you grew up in that.
Yeah.
And you had to navigate that world. And then when I think about like people that want to help places like that, like policymakers and politicians and activists, people that want to see those kids in Philly do better with their lives.
Yeah.
What are some suggestions you have for people when they're trying to help those kids? Because you came out of that.
I mean, it's hard. It's hard to help people who don't want to be helped.
Do you feel like those kids don't want to be helped?
Absolutely.
Why do you think?
Because we have access to a lot of things. Let's start number one, school. Let me just say from my area where I'm from. I'm from Kinston, Allegheny. So I'm not sure if y'all watched that Meek Mill's video when he rode past showing all the people that was laying on the ground. That's where I grew up. So it's like a lot of kids from my neighborhood, they already exposed to a bunch of things that they shouldn't be exposed to at a very young age.
Mm.
You know, I was exposed to that around 8 years old, 7 years old. So imagine these kids that's growing up in them areas where all they see is this. You know, once their mind get stuck on that, it ain't no helping them. There's no going back.
So
It's like the same people that's on the ground doing them drugs. Them kids addicted to the same thing. It's just not drugs.
Now, so you're saying that no matter how much they pour into these inner city communities, you don't feel like these kids can be helped unless they want to be helped? Is that
I
what you're
can't
saying?
speak on other cities. I'm speaking about my city
Yeah.
specifically. Like every school that you can walk past is the same thing when you come out of school.
Yeah.
You walking out of school to a fiend, excuse my language,
A person
to a
that
drug
uses
addict
heroin.
right there doing drugs right in front of you.
Yeah, a person that uses heroin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, damn.
Yeah. That messes with your psyche. That does something to
Yeah.
your psyche when you see that and you're exposed to that,
Absolutely.
right? It changes even how you feel inside.
Yeah.
Because I know when I was growing up, and I remember like growing up in Jamaica, Queens, and I remember like people dying in the neighborhood, and we would just be so insensitive.
Yeah.
I would say the most insensitive things. I remember one time someone passed away, and I was like, well, I don't even know that person, so it doesn't matter.
You know what's crazy?
That's terrible. Don't be that person.
You know what's crazy? So many artists come out of Philly. So many artists come out of Jamaica, Queens, right? Like, do you think some of that breeds great art?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%. It get like, in them type of situation, how could you not have nothing to talk about?
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
real.
Yeah.
I'm-
For you, how was it keeping momentum while you were locked up with your art? Like, what does that look like when you're locked up?
Honestly, this time around, bro, I was actually losing my drive.
Word?
Yeah, I feel like I had to go through my rebuild season. Yeah, so when I was locked up this time, I was actually losing my drive. Cause you gotta think about it. I got locked up like 2 other times. I got locked up for my little brother's situation, and this was when my mom was alive. I made bail, and then I got locked up for another situation. I made bail, but this time without having my mom and everybody that normally I could call,
Yeah.
took a toll on me.
Yeah, you had no one to talk to.
Yeah.
You had no one to get you out.
And then it was what I was locked up in there for
Why? What was
mentally.
that?
My little brother.
Mm.
So you got to think about it. I'm fighting some serious mental problems while I'm going through this process. And I only been home for 7 months right now. Yeah.
Wow. And what does it look like putting out music while you're incarcerated? Is that even possible?
I wasn't.
Can you, though, if you wanted to?
Yeah, I mean, I had a lot of music that's recorded. So I
Got
could
you.
have had anybody putting out music.
Got you. But is there a way to record from there or not really?
No,
No, yeah, that's impossible.
absolutely not.
Yeah, I
You're
remember back in the day, you used to hear the freestyles over the
No, yeah,
phone.
yeah, you could,
Like-
yeah, you could rap over the phone, but that's
Yeah.
pointless.
That's
Yeah, yeah.
pointless.
Yeah, I kind of went viral in jail twice. I could show you all the videos there on my Instagram. We had got a cell phone in jail, and I was like recording music in my cell, posting on Instagram. Of course, we got in trouble.
When there's a will, there's a way, right?
Hell yeah.
What is jail life like for you when you're in there? Like what does that feel like? How traumatizing is that?
I would never want to go back to jail. I really don't. I really think they should tear down jails.
I don't think anyone should be in a jail.
I
or
think they
prison.
should tear it down because it's the people that's putting you in there that never been there that don't even know what their life that they sentencing somebody to.
Exactly. First of all, there shouldn't be as much time that they give for people to commit crimes. That shouldn't exist anymore.
Exactly.
You know, like giving someone 15 years for certain cases, you're just like, why? 15 years of someone's life?
Yeah.
That's taking off such a huge chunk of like their most meaningful years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like that's tragic. You're ruining someone's life by giving them all that time.
Yeah.
And I just feel like crimes are being committed, and I know that we're supposed to be swift and harsh with our punishment as a society, but I just believe that like the amount of jail time that I see people get, it breaks my soul.
You know how judges, you know how like before you become a cop, you gotta go through training camps and all that stuff like that. I feel like before a judge get the chance to be a judge, they should have like a probationary period where they do like 15 days in jail. Just before they even get the chance to
That
become
makes
a judge.
sense, though.
Just so you can see what you've given somebody, what you putting somebody through.
Psychologically, what you're putting someone through, because the size of the average jail cell is your bathroom.
Yeah.
So you're staying in your bathroom for 15 years?
You gotta think about it. Right now in Philadelphia, I don't know if y'all was watching the news when them kids was escaping from jail. I think like 3 people escaped at different times though. And it's lack of like guards. So when you in the hole and stuff like that, you already in there for 23 and 1, which means you're doing 23 hours in your cell, 1 hour out. So let's just say they don't have any guards to come let anybody out. You in there for a week, 2 weeks without a shower, without nothing.
That's inhumane.
Exactly.
It's inhumane. It's tragic. Jails outside of New York City, for example, I feel like are worse. Their conditions are worse. New York is bad too, though. Like Rikers Island, I've spent some time working on Rikers Island.
It's crazy.
And I used to have to like do like classes with folks that were incarcerated on the housing units because of safety concerns. We couldn't move around too much throughout the facilities. So I would do the classes on the units, and you know, the people I worked with, they were lovely.
Yeah.
I had a great time working with those men. However, it was like horrible conditions, unsanitary, and just tragic in so many ways.
It's crazy.
And I think that hurts your like mental health, because even though you're free right now and it's 7 months that you're free,
Yeah.
you still probably are impacted by that experience.
Absolutely. I'm
You know?
scared to do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like a significant amount of fear.
Yeah.
You're not even being your true self.
Yeah.
You know, like the carefree person that you once were, that person doesn't exist anymore.
Exactly.
Because there's all this anxiety that you have from everything that you're doing. You know, you're constantly overthinking.
Yeah. I'll be trying to tell people like now that I'm 25 and I like went through a lot of stuff in my life, I understand that mental health is like the biggest health that you have to worry about in this world.
Amen.
For sure.
Yes, your mental health is the most important thing, because
Absolutely.
your mental health affects your body, the way even your motivation.
Yeah.
Like your motivation to like produce art, produce content, read, finish your education. All of that motivation ties into your mental wellness and health. So
Yep.
yeah.
It's true.
What do you do to take care of your health, your mental health?
I used to write music. Now I don't do nothing.
Yeah. Because you're
Oh,
still in that, you're still
yeah,
in that stuck phase, kind of, right?
yeah.
Because you're still coming out of it. 7 months is not a lot of time.
I never really spent a lot of time in the house until I came home.
Look at that.